Hey guys! All right, so I have been working on this course, this 100-day project QYJ, and yesterday I was going over a couple of things with the people, and it was really interesting what I was talking about and what came out. And I was talking about art versus science, and I wanted to share that with you guys as well, because I think it's really important for you to understand. Because I'm talking to you guys, um, you guys may be in your own business. You may be in sales. You may be a coach. You may have a small business. You may be in network marketing. You may be in a couple of these things, right? And so when I'm talking about certain things, these concepts, like yesterday, I talked about creation. I talked about the attention, visualization, and action and creation. And, I wanted to touch a little bit more on the art versus the science. You see, art, um, so many people want to be the creative genius. And it's interesting because I think a lot of people, for me, I get the term that I use for creation is different than I think most people think. Um, so when I think of creation, I think of like organizing, and it composes both the art of goal setting and the art of sales and the art and the science of goal setting and the science of sales. And so I'm trying to mix those two together to get the combination of both, because you need both in your business. Now, a lot of these times, what will happen is I'm talking about the framework of selling or of creation, and then you need to go and fill in the blank for yourself. And that's where the art comes in. That's the 20%. And so I wanted to make this a little bit more for you guys, so you guys could understand this a little bit more. Okay, so first thing you got to understand is 80% of what you do is going to be science based, or truth based is what I like to call it. Truth based, science based, principle based. That's what I mean by science. Okay. And then the other 20%, that's going to be art based. The 20% is going to make up that small little difference. Um, and so you may be in real estate. Now, the cool thing about that is, like, the concept of creation, of action and visualization and attention, it all applies to real estate. Um, like, you have to build your awareness. You have to go and find the deals. Now you have their attention. You have to find out what kind of deals you're looking for and start visualizing them, and help say you're flipping. What kind of flips are you going for? That kind of stuff. And that is where the art will then take over. That's where the art is then going to take over. Um, I realized this because when I was doing door-to-door sales, I I was trying to, or when I teach people, when I train people, every single person's different. Every single person has their own different style of selling, um, but yet at the same time, every single person is the same. And people wonder, like, how can we build something where it helps as many people as possible, but at the same time make it unique to each individual? Because so many times I feel like, at least for me and the companies that I go in and consult and I help with and coach, what they do is they're trying to look for a solve all. And yeah, you're going to get a 80% solve all. 80% of the time it's going to solve all the problems. But those people that really are in the top 10%, they figured out the 80% and the 20%. And so as I was coaching more and more people, I started realizing, hey, you know what? Like, I can teach them only so much, and then they have to take the ball. They have to they have to go the rest of the way themselves. They have to eventually pick up and go their own way and go their own steps. And sometimes that's hard, because people are more geared towards going one direction than the other. More people are like, oh, I just want to design things and create things, and that's how I am. I'm like really on the art based. I really like the creation of things and designing things and connecting things. And over the last couple of years, I've had to figure out, like, hey, you know what? Like, I need to take a step back and look at the principles and the truths and the fundamentals of what's going on and what's happening. And if I can do that, then it's going to be a whole lot easier to then build off of, because science and truth is going to be the foundation. That 80% is the foundation. And then the art and the design and the personal touch, that's going to be like the cherry on top. That's like the icing on the cake. And if you can figure that out and that in that order, you're going to be a whole lot more successful. You're going to be a whole lot more successful. And you have to get both. You have to get both. You have to get the art. You have to get the science. So I wanted to touch a little bit more on that and how it's so important. This will also help you guys when you're out marketing, you're out trying to sell more, because you can look at the numbers. Look at the numbers of where your clients are. You can look at your numbers of your conversions, or how many calls you make, or your amount of time that you're on the job, or whatever you want to track, right? Tracking is going to be the science. And then the way that you creatively come up with ideas of how to improve the number is going to be the art. Okay, so you see the science, it's like you have to connect both your brains, your left brain and your right brain. Got to connect them and put them together. And so a lot of people, they just think, oh, I'm left-brained and there's nothing you guys can do about it. And I'm stuck in my ways. It's like, how about you harness the full potential of yourself and your full potential of your abilities, right? If you can not only design, but then you can also analyze, design and document, analyze and architect. You know, I'm trying to be all illiterate here, and use alliterations, but you guys understand the point here, right? So let me think of ways here to help you guys out. So science of your goals and the science of what you want to accomplish, think of it as numbers. Think of it as like, hey, this is zeros and ones. And I know that may not be exciting for some of you, a lot of you, but think of it as zeros and ones, and zeros and ones and end dates and quantifiable. Whereas the art is going to be qualitative. It's going to be more of the quality. It's going to be more of the it's hard to quantify art, right? Because Picasso drew something, and it's like some people like it, some people don't. That's because of the art. But he used mechanics and he used the science of the mechanism. Anyway, I don't know if you guys see how this helps you. I hope you can see how this helps you out. But what I want you to look for whenever you're learning, okay, this is what I'm going for. Whenever you're learning, whenever you're going after something, if you can look for the truth in it, look for the science in it, look for the truths, or look for the lack of truths, then you can be like, okay, those truths, how can I apply those truths to my business or to my sales with my own little flair? Just a flair, because you don't want to have to go and repeat the wheel. You don't want to have to go and figure out like what fire is from day one. Reinvent the wheel, create fire, start making tools. It's like, no, people have already made the tools. Go get the tool, go get the science, and start using the science. And then you can just decide, what am I going to do with this science? Oh, I have this. Oh, I can draw with it. What am I going to draw now? Okay, hopefully that helps you guys out. Now go out, create your freedom.